Hello, hello, Facebook. I hope you guys are doing okay. So I'm getting ready to go on my lunch, but I figured I would do a real quick live before I do that so that I don't forget later today, because that happens. So if you're watching with me, go ahead and hit 1 and tell me where you're at in the world. If you are watching on the replay, that's cool too. Hit hashtag replay so that I know who's here, who's not, and who's watching when. Today, I want to talk to you guys about how to rank higher in your SEO. Hi, Brittany. And how to make sure that you're getting seen. And so I want to give you just a couple tips and tricks for your website and your blog content. Most of us, hi, Chris, on our websites and our blogs have a lot of content that we're giving away, that we're putting out there for people, and that we're throwing down. And you want to make sure that it counts. It doesn't do you any good to have all that content on there if nobody ever sees it. And so, couple tips, couple tricks. My notes are over here, so if you see me look away, that's why. Today I want to talk to you guys about headings. So, have you ever noticed when you're scrolling through and you're reading content on your phone, which is where 85% of people are now getting their content. So, you need to make sure that your site, your blog, and everything that you're putting out there is mobilely responsive. Okay? Now, when you are looking at things on your phone and you're scrolling, you look for big, bold underlines. You're looking at headings. Now, the reason that you're using all these things is to... Oops, sorry about that. My connection's really weird right here. Maybe if I move a little closer to my office. But your readers are going to be looking at the headings to see if they want to read the paragraph below. They're scanning through your material. So you want to make sure that you're using relevant headings that have to do with the content below. A lot of people are enticed to have kind of, I don't know, catchy or kind of questionable curiosity building heading. While that's fun and it might entice your reader, it doesn't give them very much information, which means it also doesn't give Google very much information when it's trying to index your site to find relevant things from search. So when you're using your heading, goodness gracious. Okay. You want to make sure that those headings are relevant to what it is that you are talking about in the paragraph below. Now, when you're writing your blog and you're putting your content into your website in your HTML codes, H1 is your title heading. And according to Google, in their scorecard, you only want one of those. If they see multiple, they're going to consider it keyword stuffing, and it's not going to help you to be relevant. Only have one H1 or title heading if you're looking at it in a Word document. The rest of your headings should fall under 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in that order. For example, don't use heading 6 if you haven't already used heading 2 or heading 3. They look at it like you would an outline for a school paper. So here's the title of my paper. Here's heading 1. This is what this paragraph is about. Heading 2 would be bullet point 1, 2, 3. Ballet shoes are great. This is why. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then your next topic falls under that same thing. You want to do that in your blog posts. You want to do that in your websites. And you want to make sure that you have those particular keywords in your headings. Because when Google is indexing and creating your sitemap, that's what they're looking for. You want to make sure, though, that it's not too incredibly repetitive, because if you have too many repetitive keywords in there, it's going to be viewed as keyword stuffing, and it won't be near as relevant to Google, which means that they won't show it as often. When you're writing, provide space and sections, because like I said earlier, they're going to be scrolling. So have your header provide a little summary of what that paragraph is going to be about, and make sure you provide a line or two for their brains to register that they're onto a different topic. Subheadings. Make sure that you have keywords in your subheadings, because Google is going to index those. And they can be 2 or 3, but please don't make it clunky. You don't want them to be stacked. It should look and feel congruent with what you're talking about. It should read like a sentence, and it should be in context. The smarter these computers get and the smarter AI gets, they're able to figure these things out. You don't have to lay out the entire thing for them. Let's see. In your title, don't make it more than 55 words. When you are throwing things out there, Google's likely to only show the first 50 to 60 words 55 is about perfect to make sure it shows up nicely, no matter what format you're using, whether it's desktop or mobile or tablet. That's about the max that you want to do. I know a lot of us might be inclined to put more in there to get those keywords and to make sure people know what our article is about. Save that for your subheading and your descriptions. That's gonna be better for you. Another reason to make sure that you guys have these headers and these subheadings is that you want to make sure that it's accessible for your readers. So say the computer is using a reader function or a screen reader for those that have visual impairments. You want to make sure that that Google can pick up on that, because they read headings and it allows people to jump from one way or the other. So, hi Trish. If you provide those headings and those subheadings as you're going throughout your content, it's going to provide not only the Google reader to find it, the visually impaired to find it, but it's also going to help your site mapping and your indexing when you're providing them in context and used the right way. So think about it the same way that you did in school. When you're writing a blog and you're putting it on your website, or when you're creating your sales copy, your landing pages, your funnels, whatever it is, all of your copy should look the same way. You have a title, which is, this is what my paper's about. H1 titles. Only have one. Then H2. This is the content of the paragraph below. Boom. If it's a bullet point, H3, 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 however you want that to work. Next topic, H2. H3, H3, little sub-emphasis or quote mark, H5. Whatever you want it to do if you want it to stand out, but make sure that they're in line with each other. Don't keyword stuff. Google hates it. Don't do it. All right, guys. That was my 5 minutes. I'm off to my lunch. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. If you guys want more tips and tricks, I talk about this kind of stuff all the time on my business page, and I also have a group. Business Boldly is my Facebook page. Check it out. When I'm not right this minute, but after I finish this video, I'll put the link in there. All right, guys, have a wonderful rest of your day. If you want more, let me know. I'll talk to you tomorrow.